Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you know when we upload. Welcome to Rugby Heads, powered by the Big Athletic Club, where we cover all things in the world of rugby. My name is Yona, and joining me is former Queensland Premier Rugby World Champion Alfonso Horomia and former Fijian International Nemani Nandolo. Welcome, boys. Welcome, boys. Okay, now this is our second episode of the week, our preview for the upcoming first round of Super Rugby Pacific. Now, if this is your first time joining us, or if you're a regular and you just haven't done so, please hit that like and subscribe button and leave your thoughts and questions in the comments for us to discuss next episode. Now, quickly to run down of today's show, we go through our predictions for Super Rugby season, our top 6 picks, our top 3 MVP candidates, and our breakthrough rookie predictions. Then we go into our match preview and game predictions, and then Super Rugby fantasy. Let's get straight into the action. Super Rugby Pacific kicks off this week, and we're going to get our predictions for the season, starting off with our top 6 predictions. Nems, who's your top six finishes for 2025?
Good evening, lads. So, number 1, I've gone with the Brumbies.
Okay. Brumbies?
Sorry.
6.
No. Sorry, I meant the Blues. Blues.
Oh, top. Okay, starting back.
Blues. Okay.
It's got Blues finish our minor premiers.
So I've gone the Blues to go 1. Number 2, I've gone the Chiefs. I just think they just know how to play. Number 3, I've gone the Brumbies.
Oh, okay.
Number 4, I've gone the Ndrua. So I'm backing what I said in the last pod. All they need to do is win every home game, which they're capable of, and win a few away, which is the big task. Number 5, I've gone the Tars.
Nice.
And number 6, I'm going to go with my old team. The Crusaders will be there.
Have you kept up with their preseason form, mate?
Oh yeah, no, but you know what? The Crusaders. Being an old boy, we don't really do well in preseason, so. We'll
that's true.
But, I just think, and it's always that reset year. They'll have a reset year and then they'll be back thereabouts. So they'll be in the top 6. That's my top 6 for you, mate.
Yeah, what did the Reds do to you, mate?
Huh?
You're going to get blocked at the border if you're trying to come back home, mate.
Mate. And plus I'm looking for a coaching gig up there. So, they're my top 6.
Okay.
I'm just, Mr. Realistic, let's just be realistic, and, that's what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Another nickname you've given yourself. So, let us know in the comments if you think Mr. Realistic is going to get his top 6 this year. Now,
I'm just going to say, hold on. I'm just going to say, Freeney and Ironside, you guys are kidding yourselves. We've given you a shot at the big time, Freeney, and you haven't even messaged our group chat. You've actually messaged the head Big Athletic group chat since you're sick. So, you know what, mate? Eat one.
They're both as bad as each other. Just a bit of context for people listening. Our 2 Palangi fellas have just been going at each other in the group chat, and now they're both called in sick on week 1 of Super Rugby. So,
What a joke.
Okay, Fonz. Now, probably no surprises who you're going to have at number 1, but who's your top 6 finishers for 2025?
1, I actually got the same as Nems. I got the Blues at 1.
Back to back.
Minor premiers, not too sure about just top 6.
Okay.
Yeah, just top 6. Chiefs 2. I got them 1 and 2, obviously. Now this is where I think this is going to be real tricky. I actually got the Reds at 3.
Ooh.
I think they're going to come back to the finals. I've seen enough good stuff from them. Reds at 3. 4, I got the Hurricanes.
Yep.
5, the Crusaders, and 6, the Waratahs, which I couldn't fit in the Brumbies.
Wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, that's mate. It was about 7 or 8 teams I couldn't fit into 6.
Yeah.
And in the end, I think it might be a 4-2 split. I don't see the draw getting there as well, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope we see some other teams in there and see a bit of a spice up in the top 6. But that's my predictions anyway.
Okay. Hot top 6. Let us know what you think about Uncle Fonz's top 6 predictions. And And my top 6 predictions. Number 1, I've gone Blues as well. I think they're going to go back to back. They're stacked, and then the young guns coming through are pretty strong. Chiefs, I've got them. I've seen their squad. We'll get into it later, but their squad this in round 1 tells me that they've got a bit of a Rusty Erasmus taste to their sort of selections this year. So I'm going to go them at 2. Hurricanes, I've got them at number 3. There's some big names missing from round 1, but so I think they're going to get even stronger throughout the year when those boys come back. Waratahs, I've got them going from wooden spoon up to the top 4, so I've got them at 4th place. And my mates here at the Queensland Reds, they're at 5. I think the players they picked up from the Rebels, key players, especially in the lock position where they already had some decent locks there. And I think Luke Khan and Josh Canham are just going to get them over the line there in the top 6. And then to close out the top 6, the new boys on the block, Moana Pacifica, I think they've never made the top 8, but they're going to make the top 6. I just think that back row, Ari Savea, Lotu Inisi, and Sione Havili Talitui, I think is just going to be too strong. We saw what Lotu can do last year, just a meter eater and just breaking a lot of tackles. And I think Ari's just going to, give him even more space because they'll be marking up on odds. So, Artie. Yeah, you guys, sorry, odds. That's for us boys. So, I see one pushing through, and I've already ordered my new my jersey that they just dropped. So, thank you, and I hope you express post it into for next week so I can wear it at Suncorp next week. So, that's my top 6 predictions. Guys, let us know your top 6 predictions down in the comments. Now, crossing over to our MVP individual picks. Now, who are your names? Who's your top 3 picks for MVP award?
I've gone with my top 3. I've gone with Mussy from Drua.
Yeah.
I expect him to have a big year. I just found out how much he's on a year, and oh my word, he's on some big money. So I'm sure they're going to get their money's worth out of him.
Is that why you're at the gym trying to make one more season? Come back, Matt.
I was trying to make a comeback, and they told me, "Hurry up, mate, get the ball back, get out." So, but we'll delve into that today. My comeback when we cover the Drua Brumbies. I've actually gone. My other one is Bowden Barrett. I just think for him to play round 1 shows his intent to want to play. Usually he's always having a rest or whatnot. So and then I've actually gone left field here. Well, it's not left field. He's a really good player. I've gone if Angus Bell can be fit all season.
True.
And it's never been done before. The only one that sort of won a big award like this or World Rugby was the Irish hooker back in the days, Woods.
Keith Woods.
Keith Woods. So I reckon Angus Bell, if he goes well, Belly could. If he has a good season, he could be up there.
Shit. That's some solid picks there. Once again, let us know how you think Mr. Reliable here. What was your nickname again?
Mr. I forgot.
Mr.
Realistic.
Realistics. Realistics. Now, Fons, who's your top 3 predictions?
I actually had Mussy as well from the Drua.
Cool. Yeah.
I didn't know he was on such big money, Nims. I know where they found their Fijian dollars from Fiji, but
don't worry about us, because I knew. Don't worry.
I was hearing French rugby was sniffing around him too, but I'm glad he's there. He was one of them. Fraser McWright, for me, I think he's going to have another big season. I think he was one of Australia's best Super Rugby players last year. I have him in the top 3. Very consistent. And the other one is another flanker. It's actually at the Crusaders and Ethan Blackadder, I think. Now, this is a bit left field, but he hasn't really. He's had a few injuries. I'd like to see him get a full season in, and because I think he was looking good before he had a lot of injuries. So I think Ethan Blackadder is one to look out for from the Crusaders.
100. Good, solid picks there. I'm going to start off mine with the best player from last season, Hoskins Sotutu. We saw what he did after the World Cup snub, and I think after another snub last year, I think he's just going to go that one better and just, I think it was top scorer in tries last year. I think he's just going to go one better this year, and he's going to show them what they were missing. And then I vetoed one of my answers, and I'm going to chuck in Yosefo Masi. He was massive last year. He was up in the stats for pretty much all the attacking stats. So I'm going to go Yosefo Masi up there. And then to close out, Lotu Inisi. I think he's going to have another massive season. He was up there in the meters gained last year as well. So I just think Artie's going to take a lot of attention away, and Lotu's just going to sneak a lot of line breaks this year. So Lotu Inisi is my smoky to watch this season. Wallace Satiti stormed onto the scene last year. Now we're going to have our prediction on who's going to be the Wallace Satiti of 2025. Who is your prediction to have a breakout season, rookie season? Nems, you got any smoky picks?
I wouldn't say he's a rookie, but he's a rookie for this team. You say he's a rookie. Look, I think if he has injury-free season, he's not a rookie, but he's been around. James O'Connor at the Crusaders.
Oh, yeah.
I just think he'll be very, people are sort of writing him off as they do, as Kiwis do. They write off someone that's not from there. But, I think he's in a good mindset, and his rugby, I reckon, will go another level over there.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing they missed last year, is that leadership at 10. And man, I hope he has a great year. I still think he has a lot of good rugby in him. I seen him star when the Reds almost beat Wales last year. So I hope he also has a great year this year. So good smoky pick for a breakout. I don't know what you call it.
I say breakthrough player.
Hey, Matt. Oh, he's better.
Oh. Cut out what I said before that.
Don't everyone. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Someone have to be here on Fiji time, mate.
Welcome, mate. We're just going through our list of breakthrough players of the year, mate. You want to sneak in there before we go to Fonz?
Breakthrough players of the year this year, mate. Kini Naholo. He's, I know he played last year, but I thought he was super underrated, mate.
So you think he's gonna break through into the All Blacks the time of season?
So,
okay,
mate. I think Talia's had his time, mate.
Whoa! You don't have to call out another player, mate. You don't have to call out another player, mate.
You're coming hot, mate.
Yeah. Everything. You check your temperature, mate.
Don't worry, mate. I just come in, mate, with all these things.
Okay.
Have a breakthrough, mate.
Thanks, mate. Fonz, who's your breakthrough prediction for 2025?
I actually got the other winger for the Hurricanes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sione, but Whanganofo.
Yeah.
Oh, bro,
I got him
so plastic, mate.
As a bolter. I got him as a bolter, mate. He played awesome preseason, scored a try against the Blues on the weekend, and from New Zealand 7. So he's one to look out for. Rapid.
Yeah. Fonz, we're on the same wavelength here, mate. I also had Fehi Whanganofo. He was unreal in the 7 circuit. He's a bit like who would I say, Conrad Hurrell, but fit, like really fit. So that little toko is going to be. It's good to see him in the starting team. I thought he was going to have to bide his time on the bench, but mate, he must have had an amazing preseason to get that starting spot for the Canes in round 1. So shout out to Fehi Whanganofo. Alrighty, now let's get into the action. Match preview, starting off with Nems' old club. The first game on the Friday, Crusaders hosting the Hurricanes. Now, Nems, you want to kick us off? Who do you think is going to win this? But before we get to your match prediction, what do you like about this team?
It's going to be a good game. The one thing I like about this Crusaders team is the 12 and 13. David Havili and Levi Almore.
Yep.
Levi, from what I've heard down there, he's been working pretty hard. And he's got pretty fit down there, so they've worked really hard. I'm really interested to see how they go. Obviously, David Havili, he's obviously the captain, so he's going to try and lead. But the one thing I'm pretty happy about is to have someone like James O'Connor off the bench.
Yeah.
Hopefully, come on and sort of steer the ship. But In the Hurricanes, you can't go past their 6, 7, 8. Kariki, Brad Field, and Braden Losse.
Yosse.
Yep.
Yosse. So Kariki's actually been playing really well. He's one of those players that's kind of like unlucky not to be in the All Blacks.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those. I think if he was in any other country, he'll be starting. So, but I just think the Crusaders are going to win this. They'll win this just by 2.
Okay, you're going Crusaders 1-12. Fiji time, Mr. Falini, mate. What are your thoughts?
Crusaders vs Hurricane. I reckon Crusaders, mate. Will Jordan factor. Let's go. He's just going to carve up, and he's going to win the game for him. I love the Hurricanes too. I reckon the Crusaders by 4.
Oh, another 1-12 to the Crusaders. Fonz, are you jumping on their wagon as well?
Yep, I have the same 1-12 Crusaders. They got a few injuries in the front row though, hooker especially. But I just heard today there's someone actually getting married at halftime of the Crusaders Hurricanes game, which Valentine's Day. So, but I have Crusaders 1-12. I think they'll come back, like Freeney said. Will Jordan would be very sharp, and Sybil Reese is another one.
7,
yep, Crusaders 1-12.
Yeah. Good luck for the couple getting married at halftime. Hopefully your marriage lasts longer than my one. I also like the Crusaders. But one of my gun players that I like to watch out is on the bench for the Crusaders. Back rower or second rower, Corey Callow. He came on last year for a few games and big South African build on him. So he's one to watch off the bench. And I'm also going to go, well, you guys already picked it. I probably would have gone the Hurricanes just because, some of my faves in that team. But we'll lock in the Crusaders 1-12 for game 1. And
did you guys not rate Kenny Nahola last year? I thought he was fucking hard to handle every game. He was just throwing 4 people off him. Yeah,
he's good. I just think they're missing, what's his name? Riley. He played
Higgins.
Yeah, Riley Higgins. He was one of the best players in NPC last year and earned himself into the All Blacks for the trailing squad. But I think, I just think the Crusaders, something about playing in Crusader Town. Even last year, I think the Hurricanes almost got done, and there was the bad Crusaders team playing that times too. So I think just playing over there, And second game on the Friday, we've got the Tars hosting the Highlanders. Them's thoughts and your prediction.
It's going to be a good game. Look, unfortunately, Ironside can't be here. I don't know if he's still part of the show. Because he'd probably elaborate more on this. Freeney's probably sort of kicked him off it kind of thing. I think he just scared him away, poor fella. But look, this everyone's been talking about this Waratahs team. You know, they've had a good preseason. On paper, they should be the best team in Australia. On paper, without a doubt.
I wouldn't say the best, but yeah.
Well, they're thereabouts. So, for me, the back 3, Max Jorgensen, Andrew Callaway, Suali'i, that's a freak back 3. And then you got someone like Darby Lancaster, who can't even make the starting team.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you will elaborate more on the forwards, but and again, the forward pack is good. Highlanders, 2 names, Vikina, who came from the Blues.
Yeah.
So I expect him to have a big year. It's I reckon it'll be one of those stories where, those players that sort of go down the South Island because, they're messing around too much up in the North Island, up in Blues Town, get away from the big smoke. They go down there, expect him to have a good year. But for me, in the Highlanders, it's at 12. I reckon that's his position. Like, he's not a winger anymore.
Tavanawa.
Just go full to his over, mate.
He's got that sort of way he plays. So, mate, I don't care what you say, you've got to tackle him. And I'm sure they'll be trying to defend him. But, mate, putting him in at 12, he gets about, say he gets 15 carries a game. That's a big difference than being 15 carries on the wing. So, this is actually going to be a tight one. I actually think this would be a close game, but I just think the Tars will just win by 2 or 3. Yeah. They'll get momentum up, and then, it's always that case every time the Tars play the Highlanders. It's kind of like a boring. I wouldn't say boring, but it'll be a game that the Tars will just slip away.
Thoughts and prayers to Joey Walton, who has to mark Timothy Tavatavanawa. So, good luck, mate. I think he's got it in him, but it's going to be a tough task. Friends, your thoughts, and do you also follow Nem's pick?
But I think the Waratahs, this is their year, mate. I reckon they're going to start well this season. I reckon it's going to be the opposite. I reckon they're going to start well, and then looking at their bench front row, I think maybe not finish well if there's injuries. I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm just saying I think they've spent a lot of the money on the starting lineup. And sort of dig at anyone, but I just think the starting lineup the Waratahs have got this weekend, especially that front rows, all time. Lungy Gleeson, I reckon he's going to have a massive year.
Yeah.
I reckon if they can stay uninjured, Bell, Parecki, and Tupou, mate, that's a fucking good front row, mate. Bell is top 3 loose head props in the world. Tupou is as well when he I reckon he's got a good year this year. It's his year.
Yeah.
Mate, I reckon they're going to start well. I'm going to say 13 plus.
Tars 13 plus.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, let's go. Let's actually go.
Got your back Ironside, man. Whoa, you're so
and I got the bench's back, mate. I think the bench Smokey. I think Amone. There's a reason why his Bronco was over 7 minutes. So, mate, he's going to be locking that scrum down. So, mate, he's going to be on. And him working with Nella, I think Nella's going to give him those tips. Whatever Nella did in that second year when he came over from NZ, he'll be teaching their little skits. And I think Sifa's going to have a big year. And they still got Isaac Gailea, who's not in the 23, to come through to help in that front row stocks. But, Fons, thoughts and predictions?
1 to 12 Waratahs is same as Nems, but I got to agree with Freeney. Guy I'd like to see back is obviously Dave Parecki. He had a big injury, and he was in great form with not just the Waratahs but for the Wallabies. So it's great to see him back. Interesting to see Swartley at 15 at fullback instead of 13 like he is for Australia. That's very interesting. So I'd like to see him go at fullback and see how he sort of goes positional wise. But from the Highlanders side, there's 2 guys that stand up for me. Fabian Holland, the lock. He got a big engine on him, so they've been keeping an eye on him. And the other one is the new recruit, Caleb Tungitel, on the wing. He's come from the Blues and wasn't getting much minutes. Similar to what Nems was saying, just gone down south to get a bit more game time. So I do think the Waratahs, I agree with them, with Friends. If it's going to be, it's going to be now. It's now with their team. You look at that team on paper, man, they should be there or thereabouts. So Waratahs 1 to 12.
Yeah, I'll jump on that as well. Waratahs 1 to 12. I think they do need to have a good start, because if they just try and not push on with the game before half time, then I think the Highlanders will probably will be in with a chance in the last 20. So but I'm going to go Waratahs 1 to 12. So we've got 3 of us on 1 to 12 and Freeney with 13 plus. So lock in Waratahs 1 to 12. Okay, now Nems is over there for this game. Drua hosting the Brumbies. Brumbies have a pretty inexperienced starting lineup that they've named. I know Bernie's up to something for obviously the game when they come back home to Australia after this game. But Nems, thoughts and score predictions?
So first of all, I went and did a training session at the Drua headquarters today, trying to saw the SNC there. So hey, listen, if you guys. I've seen that you guys are doing a rotation with your squad. I'm here if you need me. He told me you got 30 minutes, mate. Get on the bike and piss off. So that comeback didn't last long. But, I'm in Fiji. It's bloody hot, to be fair. Look, it's going to be a good game. The hype here in the country is ridiculous. It's like football. That's how I would see it. Like football in Europe.
Yeah. The
buzz around Super Rugby starting, but the fact that the Brumbies are here for the first time, that's even it's just going crazy. And you know the funny thing here, out of all the Brumbies, you know who everyone's excited to see?
Who?
You.
Wow. Besides me.
Oh, really?
Mate. So everyone here
Yeah.
is all excited to see Stephen Larkham. So, it's going to be a good game. A bit odd, I think, for the Brumbies to bring 7 debutants to a country that is 40 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Young and mobile, I reckon.
True, Freeney.
Oh,
Good point.
it's going to be tough. I've heard that they've already asked if they can do 20-minute intervals, but this is not trial game Brumbies, so it is Super Rugby round one.
Whoa.
I like it. Sort it out, Bernie.
No, because if you think about it, if the Drua go and play down in, say, Brumbies at -4, they're not going to complain and say, hey, can we go for a water break? So anyway,
Coffee break.
my little $2 So,
You're good,
look,
mate.
the Brumbies, I think they're still a solid team. I'm really pumped to see the 6, 7, 8, Tui Lima, Rory Scott, and Luke Raymer. I've got big hypes on him. I like Luke Raymer, the way he plays, and he's the sort of player that's what you need here. Take a, no backward step, just go for it because they're going to need it. And then for the Drua, same thing, 6, 7, 8. Tamani, Joe Tamani, who played over in France, he's back this year. Salawa, we all know what Kitioni Salawa can do. He plays like a back, and Vanakai Vata. So they had, big seasons last year. So I'm really, they're going to be the go forward and that connection in the backs on Saturday. But a big shout out I want to do is to Jordan Tuamaisue. He's number 20 coming off the bench for the Brumbies. He's actually playing for Powerhouse in Melbourne in the GR Shield. So Ironside, you can make it out of Melbourne. I know you're watching this. Buffett. So there is talent in Melbourne. And, just want to give him a shout out, wish him all the best. I played against him last year when they put 40 on us. He played for the Fiji under-20s and Wallabies under-20s. So, it's going to be a good game, but I just think you can't bring 6 debutants here. We've all seen how teams can go when they come here, but in saying that, the Brumbies aren't a team that take a backward step, right? They can adjust to all the conditions, but I just think the Drua are going to win this, and they'll probably win it. What's the one after
13 plus.
13 plus.
Oh, goal. Big dog on round 1. 13 plus the Drua. Friends, what do you reckon, mate?
Mate, I thought you were going to go for the Brumbies there because you've given so much kit to the bloody Nudrunga side, mate. So I thought you were veering that way for a bit. But no, mate, I can feel it in my sorries. It's the Drua. It's the Drua, mate. We're coming back, Russ. I love the Brumbies, but just got to go to the roots of Issy and Kasai, mate. Issy's pumped. He's pumped for the game. So, no, I'm going for the Drua. 13 plus.
13 plus. Let's go.
Mate, they just keep respawning, mate. They just respawn.
True.
They just respawn. The front rowers have all got to step. Like, even JT's got to step. Mate, it's all good.
Freeney, I've already planted some seeds for Issy to come over here. Finish his high school in here. He'll have a Drua contract by then. So keep grinding hard. He'll be Drua 2030. So, right? Yeah.
I
think so, mate.
Okay.
We're not good at maths. We're just good at
I think there's a binding contract there that just happened there, mate. Okay, Fonz, are we going 13 plus or?
Yep. No, 13 plus as well. I was very surprised with the Brumbies lineup. I'm not sure if they got a few injuries, but 6 debutants, that's a lot. I mean, Nems, even you friends over there, the Drua are a different beast at home, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's very hostile. Their crowd gets into it. And I'm just interested to see where's the Ravi Tamanda, Nems. Is he injured at the moment?
Yeah, so I spoke to him. I had a coffee with him actually this afternoon. He's he's coming back from shoulder injury. So just before you carry on, just know that this game is sold out. So that's a lesson to all the other rugby teams. Sold out, 18,000.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Far out.
That's awesome. The other one I was big shout out is our other mate at the Brumbies who played Queensland Tonga with you two boys, Fea Fotika.
Yeah.
Good to see him back in Australia.
was gonna
starting
say,
at tight end prop.
Yeah, I was going to say that front row I actually like from the Brumbies, and that's sort of I reckon,
Pollard.
Yeah, definitely a good like some good depth there for sure when the boys come back. I just think it's too hot, too many salt tablets for Flips and Alan, mate. I reckon they've just said, mate, we'll sit this one out.
Yeah,
I don't want to cramp.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, drew a 13 plus, but Nems, you're right. I mean, the Fijian support is actually showing up the other franchises how we should be supporting our team, and Fiji, it'd be awesome for you to Nems to get us over there later on in the year for a podcast over there, mate. So
don't worry, boys. I'm all over it. And must I say, this game, you know what it's called?
What?
Oh, yes, I did hear about it. Yes.
Valentini round, but Rob's not playing, and Camus starting 12. So,
mate. So Bernie's obviously pulled his boys.
You, man. It's crazy.
Tom Wright's not playing. The big gun Ikitau's not playing. Feliway Lin is not playing. So they're waiting for whoever they got in round 2. So yeah, I think. Mate, just like thoughts and prayers to Joey Walton, thoughts and prayers to Hardy Crichton. We know he's a talented player, but he's up against the best outside centre in Super Rugby last year, Yusefo Masi, and he plays his best rugby at home in Fiji. So, mate, good luck, Brass. Good luck, Brass. Yeah, so lock in Fiji and Drua 13 plus.
Let's go.
All right. Grand final replay, Blues hosting the Chiefs. Them's thoughts and your predictions.
Holy heck, this is a game of the round, surely. Blues Chiefs, it's going to be my biggest thing is that back line from 11 to 15, right? Caleb Clark, Lamb, Rico Ioane, Mark Talia, Bowden Barrett. Mate, number 10, Plummer, he's got the best gig in the world that week. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a back line, and that's crazy. Like, if they're not putting on a show, mate, their media guy needs to have a day off. But anyway, the Chiefs, look, they're going to they've got a good team as well. My question is, Anton Leonard-Brown not starting? That's probably big for me, but again, McKenzie at 15. Look, it's going to be a close game. I think the Blues have all the names. Chiefs, they've got a great team as well. I think this is going to be a close one.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. So, Blues on paper, but yeah, you guys can choose this one. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one.
Well, it sounds like he's going Blues 1 to 12. Friends?
Mate, you can tell he's a back. All I wrote for the Blues is cheat code. Wow, what a fucking team! But I think Nems missed that there was Ross, Finau, and Vai on the bench coming on the second half as a bit of a bomb squad. Also Anton Leonard-Brown and Narua.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a pretty tidy. That's a pretty tidy squad to come off the bench to finish because they'll fucking need it because the Blues are looking good, mate. So I tell you what, maybe leave your cowbells at home, Chiefs fans. But I reckon Blues 1 to 12.
Oh, you've both gone 1 to 12. Before we go to Fonz, I'm going to go Chiefs 1 to 12. I'm looking at that bench, mate. If the Blues don't smoke them in the first half, this bench, you've got Sami Benifinal, Tupou Vai, Cortez Ratima, Leonard Brown and Narawa on the bench to come on in the second half to do a job. I just think that's going to be too strong. I think it's Safa sort of tactics. Fonz, let it rip, mate.
Yeah, let it go, man.
I did actually see that on the bench. 5 All Blacks.
I can feel the mana.
5 All Blacks, Tupou, Finau, Ratama, Leonard Brown, Narawa off the bench. I look at the Blues team, I reckon Barrett will push to 10 later on in the game and push Plummer out, just going off what their bench is. Look, this game's going to go either way, isn't it? So, it was disappointing last year. We got raped in the final. We just literally got Dennis Ferguson in that final. So, I'm going Chiefs 1 to 12, mate. Chiefs 1 to 12.
All right, we're locked here. Chiefs 1 and 12. So yeah, we'll have to do another one like last week. We'll split the multi there, and yeah, let us know in the comments who you think will get. Mate, that Blues bench is also smoky. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. And our I reckon this is going to be the game of the round. Over in Force territory, Western Force hosting Moana Pacifica. Nem's thoughts and your prediction.
Well, for starters, the viewing's going to go up because let's face it, no one really watches at 10 p.m. So everyone's going to be watching this game with close eyes. I'm just going to say it first, so I'm going to predict my winner. Moana going to win this 1-12. Adi Savia going to lead from the front, and I think him being there for the last few months, the boys will go another level. It's like kind of like Richard McCaw, being in the Crusaders squad. Everyone, he walks in the room, everyone just sort of goes quiet. I think that he's got that presence, so he's going to have a big impact. I just think they go another level. Number 9 for me for Moana Pacifica, Jonathan Taumatene.
Yeah, he's going.
Taumatene.
Yep.
He's Samoan international. I actually rate him as a 9. He played really well in the Pacific Nations Cup. Played solid season for obviously with Moana. His partnership with Garden Bashop at 10. I think if they can be injury free, that 9 and 10 combo could do well for them. But also a big shout out to who's coming off the bench, the triple OG of MLR, Denny Tawala. He's come off the bench, so he finished up with New England Free Jacks. Is that right?
Oh, it's your story, mate.
Over in New Patriots. Anyway, over in MLR, he's going to come off the bench, and I just look the Force, and I said this before. The Force have to do well, right? They've got a stacked team. We've seen that they brought their team out today, expecting big things from Nick Dolly at hooker, ex-England international.
Is he good?
Yeah, he goes hard, man. He's a workhorse, and that's why I'm sort of got eyes on him. He played really well when we were playing at Leicester, and also Nick Champion de Crespin. Is that right?
De Crespin,
yeah. Sorry, boys.
He's back from France too.
Yeah, sorry to all my Palangi. You guys try and get it on the name right. Anyway,
what's that EDU English?
So expect him to play. I think he won it with Cast as well. So big time player. Yeah. But I like the locks. Look at me talk about the forwards. Jeremy Williams and Darcy Swain. If that isn't a lock, the future Wallaby locks, I don't know what it is. That's going to be massive. And the backs. I'm sure Freeney can talk about the backs.
Yeah. So you Moana 1-12. You went Moana 1-12. Freen's thoughts?
Yeah, Moana 1-12.
And prediction.
I'm going the Force, mate. I reckon. The Force have got a good side, man.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and just solid as well. But I love the forward pack, and I reckon Tizano and Williams are going to get joint man of the match this weekend, and I just reckon they're just going to outwork the Drua. But if Drua, if it was going on kit, fucking Moana Pacifica.
You just had a go at me about English, mate.
There's a colonizer coming out here, mate.
You all look the
same. Sorry, if Kit could win a game, they would win already. But I reckon the Arctic Surveyor factor is gonna. He can only do so much. I reckon Force have just got too many workhorses in there, and I'm really keen to see that hooker play. You were talking about
Nick Dolly.
Dolly, yeah.
All right.
But so I'm going to go Force 1-12.
All right. And Fons, thoughts and prediction?
I got the Force 1-12 as well. I'm following Friends. I reckon your mate name's Harry Potter on the wing. There you go, him. And Greeley from the Reds has gone over to the Force, and he's starting at fullback. I really liked him for the Reds last year. He was great. Just on the Moana side, a couple of guys I want to mention. Solomon Alamalu. He was come back from the jail rugby with the West Tigers. Oh, really? So he's back on the wing. And Lala Milo, he was at the Chiefs and couldn't get a game time there. he's playing at centre. I got big reps on him too. So, but yeah, just touching on Artie, so good to see him, obviously captain of that team and leading them from the front. So, but I do have the Force 1 to 12.
Yeah. Yeah, Moana my team, and my heart's going to go Moana, but my head goes Western Force. Force just play better at home, and Moana don't do so well away from home. So, and over in the West, there's not many Tonys over there, so I don't think there's many Tongan flags or Samoan flags that are going to be in the flag to help them on. And I just think the Forces, they didn't have a very good preseason, but this is the strongest team. They didn't have their strongest team throughout the entire preseason. I think Sia Tompkinson's a smoky one. He was outstanding for the Highlanders for a few years. He's back from overseas and he's over at the Force. I think he's going to do well. So, I just think Dono and Nick White are going to lead the troops around for Force 1 to 12. So
I can't believe you're going against Moana Pacifica like that.
Mate, we got to get it right, mate.
Mate, you don't have to, mate.
I'll be supporting
the whole thing.
Well, every game.
Every game.
Okay, mate. So lock in Force. Western Force 1 to 12.
Unbelievable.
Okay, quick little Super Rugby Fantasy powered by Galeflex. Now, friends, your Parramatta Seals. Have you picked your team yet, or?
No.
Okay, so we'll post up some of the things. We'll post some things tomorrow, and then names.
I picked mine.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Did you switch out Sam Carter?
Yeah. No, I have.
Yeah. Did you update your team?
I've actually got a team.
Yeah, show us, mate.
Yeah, you're probably laughing at me again. Remember, it's the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me. I've gone with number 1, Ofa Tui Ngavasi.
Tungafasi, yep. 150th game.
150th game. Number 2, Nick Dolly.
Ooh.
Smoky.
Number 3.
Good.
I don't know number 3 yet, so I'm just going to pick a match because I don't know the forwards. Number 4 and 5, I've gone with Jeremy Williams and Dusty Twain.
Okay.
Number 6, I've gone with Joe Tamani.
Smoking Joe, yep.
Number 7, I've gone with Luke Reamer. I saw him start, so I was like, yep, I'm going.
Yep.
And this is probably a cheap team anyway, but still. Number 8, I've gone with Savia, obviously. Number 9, Jake Gordon. Number 10, I've gone with Caleb Munt.
Ooh.
Speaking of a big game. Number 12, I've gone with Quinn Tupia.
Kuntupaya.
I've got to learn these names, man. Number 13, I've gone with Mussy.
Yep.
Joseph Mussy. Number 14, Andrew Callaway. Number 15, Bowden Barrett.
Ooh, not bad. That should be a very cheap team. You should have a lot of money left over. But yeah, well, thoughts?
Yeah, no, because I've got to earn spots. So.
You got tips for him, mate?
No tips, mate.
just remember, you had this same laugh when you guys when I predicted England to win.
True.
Yeah, mate, you did so well.
True. We'll update next week who did the best out of our teams in that Super Rugby fantasy round. So round 1. So let us know, and if you want to join our fantasy, hit the link in the bio. And happy fantasying. All right, viewers' questions. First question is on fantasy rugby. There is a number of Tonys, led by Caleb Clark and Tomatene from the Moana, and 2 others from Moana have pulled out from fantasy. So someone's asked thoughts on Caleb Clark and the other Tonys pulling out their names from fantasy rugby.
How do you pull them out for one, and why?
It was their choice to not be included in the fantasy. I think I got the quote here from Caleb Clark. He said, there are a lot of things behind it because there were pros and cons for both sides, joining or not joining. I look back at what I wanted to do in the season and it just doesn't fit in with what I want to do.
You don't have to do anything. You literally just have to live your life and just carry on every day and not have to do anything. So I don't get it. So that's what I can't swear, but I guess I think that's a bit silly, Caleb.
Yeah. Fonz, your thoughts? Do you think players should make themselves
Yeah, sure.
available for fantasy?
Yeah, I think they should. I agree with Friends there. I'm just glad we are on the third party app doing fantasy because he's on that one. So you can't get away from that one, Caleb. So we got him on that one. But come on, this is for the fans. It's not for the players. It's for the fans. So we want to pick him. He's that bloody good of a player. But not. I don't know. Tom Tenney was another one though. I thought it was just Caleb. But
there's four of them. There's four.
Yeah, man, I was going to pick him.
Yeah, I was too. So, but look, mate. Just play. Just play in it, Caleb. Just hear us out and play. I want you in my team.
What do you think what the reasonings are? Like, do you think there's pressure? Like, if they don't do well, people are going to comment.
I'm not too sure.
Nems is the only one.
He did come out.
Nems is the only one that's
Nems.
actually played Super Rugby. Nems, your thoughts? How were you with did people when you played for the Crusade, when you played at the Pro, were there people in the comments saying, just complaining about how you played or your form?
Oh yeah, when I was playing, I used to always get when I'd come off the thing, they were like, "Oh, you're useless. You cost me some points on fantasy." I didn't know what it was, to be fair. But I don't know if that was that was just the norm or just in general. But yeah, there's some people take it too seriously, and then some of them actually private message the players. That for me is no go.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We would never hear about that because we never made it.
Hey, Nems, didn't I'm pretty sure JT did that on the weekend a couple of days ago. Wasn't that right, Sione?
Insider trading. No, he's just trying to get some insight for his picks. So he gets his picks right.
Yeah, mate. First of all, delete him. You guys said, "Oh, we should change names." Just delete him. Delete him. No, but yeah, I just think when you start texting players, DMing players about it and saying, "Oh, why are you not playing? You're costing me this." Bro, go get a job.
Yeah. So that's probably the only reason why I think players get a bit of pushback on that side. But surely just don't open your bloody those message requests. But yeah.
That's crazy, man. I've never actually thought of that.
It'll be a weird one. What if more than 4 players do it next year? There won't be a fantasy unless they. So then,
just watch TV, watch the game, go to sleep after you're done.
Well, that's the problem with rugby union. The game's dying, and they need fan engagement and fantasy. Fantasy is what brings fans closer to the game, and we want to watch. A lot of boys in our NFL fantasy never watched NFL before a few years ago. Now they watch because of their players. So it's do you want to get paid, or do you want an actual league? Do you want the Rebels like the Rebels, mate? Maybe fantasy could have saved them. But yeah,
probably not.
Really.
But yeah, that's a bit of a far-fetched.
But yeah, hey, let us know in the comments, mate. What are your thoughts on the subject? And then 2 Super Rugby questions. First one: what are your first memories of Super Rugby? Nems, what's your first memory as a little kid?
My first memory is going down to Ballymore and just watching it. Freeney would have. I used to watch the game, but Freeney was probably at the back of Ballymore kissing all the girls when they used to, when all the schools would go. You get the guys that actually want to be rugby players, and then you get guys at the back of at Ballymore, the old Ballymore. They used to have this section of all the school. It used to be a party sort of there.
Yeah.
Just without the alcohol. And then that's when so that was my sort of first experience going to Ballymore, and then when I got a bit older, I went and hung out at the back there, and then forgot about the game. But I used to see Freeney a lot there. Even before I went to Nudgee, I used to always see Freeney at the back there. His water polo. He used to wear, because you were a swimmer, weren't you, Freeney?
Hey?
Water polo. Yeah, he was a water polo.
Yeah, water polo.
Anyway, his broad shoulders, just
bleached hair, bro.
Anyway, yeah. So Super Rugby for me was Ballymore.
Yeah, mine's the same. Our school used to get us over there to watch some of the games. Freeney, what was yours?
Oh, man, my earliest was watching. I used to be a massive fan of the 97-98 Reds, Waratahs, and Auckland Blues.
Yeah.
Auckland Blues was equal with Reds at that time. Because obviously there's Lomu and Joeli Vindiri, Officer Junior Tunu, Ronnie Clark and all that. Anyway, Carlos Spencer, sorry. I'm carrying on a bit here, aren't I? No, but yeah, we used to go and used to be able to run on the field after.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was just good, mate. It was just it is just what I remember rugby was all about. The Super 12 back then.
Super 12, yeah. I remember them too.
Super 12, yeah.
It was the best. It was the best, mate.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll ever take the Super Rugby game back to Ballymore?
I hope so. Ballymore was the best, man.
I hope so.
The infrastructure's bad, mate. Like getting there, and then it's bad enough on a Premier Grade final getting a beer. So you might start having to order now if you want a beer. If they bring it back.
Mate, just grow up, mate. Just have a bit of patience like they did back in the 90s. Just do it for one game, surely, mate, just for the nostalgia. Fonz, first memories as a little kahi, mate?
It was actually the rivalry with the Brumbies and Crusaders in the early days, back when Gregan, Larkham.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bit earlier than you, Nem. Sorry, mate. Just a little bit earlier from you. Some great finals between the Brumbies and Crusaders. But living in Hamilton, when I was little, going to Chiefs games, we used to suck back then. And I remember Wendell Saylor came over with the Reds. And the Wendell Saylor used to, he just come from the Broncos, and the crowds is giving it to him. And there was a guy in Hamilton, his name was, they call him Possum, and he used to have a chainsaw, and he used to always rev up his chainsaw at the game. And he actually got beaten up one time at Eden Park by some big Usos that were supporting Auckland. It was horrendous. Oh my gosh. But Super 12 back in the day, how good was it? It was the best players in the world. Every team was solid. There wasn't no blowouts. Every game was tough, and how good were the crowds? So, they were terrible back then.
How good?
Shocking.
How good. And then last question, Nems, you kick us off. What is your favourite Super Rugby moment of all time? It's probably different for you because you actually got to be part of it. Your favourite Super Rugby moment?
My favourite, well, obviously, as a player, making my debut for the Crusaders, playing over there, and that was good. But as a fan, I think was when like Fonzie said, when the Crusaders played, those Brumby finals, their grand finals, they were epic, man. And and then a special mention to the Tars that played in the finals against the Crusaders and got 90 put on them. So
yeah.
As a fan, the finals between the Brumbies and Crusaders, that rivalry, was crazy. Before I played, it also, that started the rivalry, moving on. So it'd be one of those finals.
Yep.
Fuck. Just remembering those times. Remember fucking Mark Gerard, Joe Roth. Those years were man.
Andrew Walker,
21-0.
Sterling Morlock.
Damn. You forget how actually
Owen Finnegan
was. With the gloves.
Jeremy Paul.
Yeah. Frenny, your favourite Super Rugby moment of all time. One moment.
It'd have to be 2011.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's got to be the Reds, isn't
AOA
it?
supporter. 2011 when the Reds finally won. Actually, I've got two. Sorry, I don't get what you're saying. And back in the day, like I was saying, back in the 98s, and when watching Reds versus Blues at Ballymore, watching and then after you're speaking, going up and getting autographs and being a little fan.
Good shout. And Fon's favourite Super Rugby moment?
Obviously, I was just touching back on the Reds. I just remember that year, and they just couldn't lose. And guys like Quaid and Will Guinea just coming through. And I've never seen Brisbane like that ever for rugby union, especially behind the Reds. It was a great run, wasn't it? Obviously, being a mad Chiefs supporter, going back to back. And you look at that team, right? Bundy Aki was playing back then for the Chiefs. Young boy there. Aaron Cruden, your mate, Nems. Great memories. And it was good for me because we sucked through the early years. So but when we made the final and won, I was absolutely. I remember it like it was yesterday. We had balloons at the house and everything, and the family were all into it. But you don't really see that nowadays in Super Rugby, where the families aren't getting used to it like it used to. Not like Fiji there, where NEMS is, and they love it. But yeah, the Chiefs won, and then obviously I quite liked the South African, the Bulls back in the day, watching them.
Yeah,
guys like Pierce Beast. Their crowds are amazing, and even one out Olafia, guys like them. What a team! Big buckies, those boys. So, mate, great times.
In the fucking home game of Bloomy Bay,
mate. There, yeah. Forget about the Zephyrs, and the bloody Indanganis and all them. But yeah. Mine was like
the same hairline,
whoa, mate. Mine was the same as you boys. I was Freeney, mate. 2011 was just different in Brisbane. You finish your club. That was my first season, proper season, crossing over from league, and then you finish your club game, and mate, Brisbane was just buzzing. Everyone was going to Suncorp. I couldn't afford a ticket, so I was just at the Caxton waiting for everyone to come after the game. But yeah, Caxton was the place to be after club nights, and yeah, that was one of the greatest moments in Queensland rugby history. And hopefully the boys do it again against Minor in the final this year. So let's go, boys. Another one is Minor, actually. That's a lot of people will probably think that they've got a little time, a clock on the franchise. I hope that they survive and all the Tonys, all the Islanders get behind it. I know we've got our clubs that we grew up with, but I think this team is different. And Freeney mentioned it last year on the Pack Pod. We need to get behind our team. Like, the Fijians get behind their team. I know this is a bit different where it's Tonga and Samoa combined, where we need to, put our differences aside and come together, because it's more opportunity for our kids, our future kids. If they want to play rugby league, they have that option. If they want to play union, they have that option. And then they have that option to obviously play for our motherland. So hopefully our people get behind Moana. So if Moana are in town, make sure you get out and support Moana.
You've got the options. You got the Bloods and the Crips on each side of the
exactly.
Yeah, come together.
Stop the warfare game. Yeah. You're on. Go out, take it out to Goodnight. You ever train out of Goodnight when they come? Or, when they're in Sydney, come. Mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Make sure you take your gout pills.
Whoa.
Too soon. Sorry, Mike.
Okay. Yep, that's the show. We're going overtime, so we'll cut it there, boys. Shout outs. Nems, kick us off. Who's your shout out for the week?
Pacific All Sports. They do great work over here through Rugby Australia and the Australian government.
Yep.
We come over here and do some work in the communities and try and strengthen that relationship with the Fiji people. So big shout out to them. Thanks for having me over. And
scouting, good. I like it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I believe.
So that's my shout out.
Yeah, good shout. I believe they're helping us out in Hong Kong as well. So thank you. I'll cut the rest. Wow. They're helping out with the budget, so we'll cut that budget. So thank you.
Shout out to the Waratahs this weekend, boys. The Reds aren't in, so I'm backing the Waratahs to win, and just watch it. Can't wait to watch the FRC. Just scaps on, chest through, and just watch them wreak a bit of havoc there.
Yeah, it'll be nice to watch.
Two shout outs. One, tomorrow drops Rugby 25 on PlayStation.
Ooh.
Rugby game finally since obviously the 08 days. Rugby 25 drops tomorrow. It's similar. Well, I haven't played it. Oh, no, not EA Sports. Well, I haven't played it yet, so obviously it drops tomorrow. Yeah. That drops tomorrow anyway, and obviously Super Rugby. How good's it back, baby? Good to have Super Rugby back. Kick off that Married at First Sight shit. Rugby's back on TV the weekend. Kick the misso in the room, and that's it, baby. Rugby's back on.
Chats, boys. Enjoy the rugby in the weekend. Get around fantasy, and we'll see you guys next week. Good luck, boys. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks, bye.